It's hard to listen when the wind is blowing in your face and snow's all over you in your pajamas. Yeah. So welcome back to the dimecomicbros podcast. I'm Mr. Piss Pantser, Pissed Off Boy.
I'm the one that pissed on your pants.
And Spencer is the one who shit in my bed.
Yes. He's gonna be the one to clean the piss off your pants.
Oh.
I hate you. That's repulsive.
Look it up. Look it up, big boy.
No.
Like a patron and not talk to the show's hosts. This is what happens. Respond to our shitposts.
So we got not a lot of news this week, honestly.
It's a light news week.
Very light. Heckin' cool. So from Marvel.com, a new Daredevil #1 rises from the ashes of Devil's Reign's climactic ending. Writer Chip Zdarsky and artist Marco Checchetto will be continuing their Eisner-nominated run on Daredevil this June. Known for their transformative work on the saga of Matt Murdock, Elektra, Kingpin, and more, the superstar creative team will turn their gaze to a future full of peril and pain in this explosive beginning to an all-new era for Hell's Kitchen's guardian devil.
Can we pause for a second? Because Colin's neighbor is having a hell of a time right now, and it's very entertaining.
After the shocking events of Devil's Reign, what is left of Daredevil? Who lived, who died, and who is left to pick up the pieces? Fans can expect the series to tackle both Matt and Elektra's journeys as they deal with the brutal cost of taking on the Daredevil mantle. With new enemies and radical changes to the fabric of Daredevil's mythos, Daredevil #1 is set to usher in the darkest Hell's Kitchen to date. Quote, getting to write Daredevil and work with Marco is a career highlight. I'm just genuinely excited that we get to continue our epic story with this new issue 1, end quote, Zdarsky said. Quote, Matt and Elektra have confronted their past mistakes with Devil's Reign and Woman Without Fear, but can they atone for them together, end quote. It's the first time that I've gotten to draw the first issue of the same series twice. I could tell you it's an issue like everyone else now, but it's not, Checchetto promises. Each time I'm to draw a new script of Daredevil, it's a new experience. Chip keeps throwing me new challenges, and I'm not the type of artist to refuse them. How much more can we mess with Matt Murdock's life? Let's see with this new Daredevil #1. Quote, this is the start of our 4th year on the title, and the plan for it is about as big a swing as we could possibly take, end quote, Zdarsky added. I'm super excited for readers to see where we are taking our Daredevils. Don't miss the shocking twists and dramatic developments Zdarsky and Checchetto have in store for Hell's Kitchen when Daredevil #1 hits stands this June. Stonks.
I'm confused by the new #1, sort of, because the Chip Zdarsky run on Daredevil was fantastic. I talked about it last year. God tier. But I'm not sure why make it another #1 when it's based so heavily on that run that I read.
I think I haven't read most of it. I barely started, but I think it might be because now that they're both being Daredevil at the same time, they're going to be in the same book. Because it might have been kind of split up at the end. I don't know because I didn't read it.
Right.
But also probably just Marvel just wants a new #1.
I can just see how this could be more confusing than helpful.
Probably.
From Marvel.com, in 1991's Fantastic Four #347, comic book legends Walter Simonson and Arthur Adams introduced an unforgettable iteration of Marvel's premier superhero team when they teamed up Wolverine, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, and Hulk as the new Fantastic Four. Though their time as the Fantastic Four was brief, this unlikely group of heroes left a big impact, and now fans will get to return to this special moment in Marvel history in a new limited series kicking off in May. Written by comics great Peter David and featuring the Marvel Comics debut of artist Alan Robinson, New Fantastic Four, all in caps, will be set shortly after the events of the fan favorite group's first appearance, taking readers back to a classic era with a brand new tale in the same vein as titles like X-Men Legends, Maestro, and Silver Surfer Rebirth. Wolverine, the Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Spider-Man have reunited to investigate a surge of violence in Las Vegas, and with demonic masterminds pulling the strings, they're going to need some extra help. This all-new adventure will feature surprise guest stars aplenty, including the original Fantastic Four, and a series of mystery villains that you'll never see coming. Although their original stint was extremely short-lived, the alternate version of the Fantastic Four has had its fans for years, including myself, David said. I am fortunate Marvel has given me the opportunity to revisit them and take their battles to new heights in a new location with new allies and new enemies. Talk about debuting with a big bang in Marvel Comics, Robinson added, with characters such as Spider-Man, Hulk, Ghost Rider, and Wolverine, and written by the awesome Peter David no less. This is a dream come true for me as an artist and as a fan, and the story gets richer with each page. A total blast. New Fantastic Four in all caps hits stands on May 25th. I'm pretty sure Wolverine, Hulk, Ghost Rider, Spider-Man was the starting lineup for one of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games?
It might have been. I don't remember those very well.
Maybe not Ghost Rider, but I really think the other three were like the opening, the intro to one of those games.
I don't know much about any of that.
But Smash.
New artist.
Very nice.
And just a very weird team up. It's going to be nice to have such a balanced team out in space.
Is that what it is in space?
I assume so. It's Fantastic Four.
That's true.
So they're going to cross time and learn about science. It's basically Magic School Bus. But for comics.
Spider-Man is going to go back and his mom's going to try to fuck him, is what you're saying.
No. Ghost Rider's going to try to fuck Spider-Man's mom.
Ooh. Okay, now I'm interested.
Everyone's always trying to fuck his mom.
Yes.
From IDWpublishing.com. This April, IDW invites pulp adventure fans on a transatlantic journey in the Rocketeer, The Great Race, a brand new 4-issue comic book miniseries commemorating 40 years of Dave Stevens' iconic hero. The Great Race soars to stratospheric storytelling heights, courtesy of New York Times best-selling writer/artist Stephen Mooney. Writing and drawing a Rocketeer book has long been somewhat of a bucket list item for me. I grew up on Dave Stevens' unique blend of swashbuckling, do and pulpy adventure with Cliff, Betty, and Peavy. And those seminal issues still stand today as one of my favorite series of all time, says Mooney. It's incredibly daunting and yet also fantastically thrilling and a real challenge. Let's take to the skies. In The Great Race, stunt pilot Cliff Seckard returns to a West Coast steeped in paranoia over the looming war in Europe. Having finally had enough of his near-death scrapes as the high-flying Rocketeer, the only thing in Cliff's crosshairs is a prestigious winner-take-all air race that runs from California to France. Maybe it's finally time to smarten up and fly straight by taking his best girl Betty to Paris. But other parties want to win the race for their own nefarious ends, and Cliff will need to decide which prize is truly the most valuable of all. As an additional bonus, each issue of The Rocketeer, The Great Race, will contain an oral history featuring Dave Stevens' friends, family, and fellow artists, all culled together by Kelvin Mayo. Quote, Stephen Mooney has a love and affinity for the Rocketeer and the time period the iconic character inhabits, all of which is abundantly evident in the story he has crafted, end quote, says editor Scott Dunbier. Quote, it's a fun-filled romp, one I think Dave Stevens would enjoy, end quote.
Do you guys have any familiarity with the Rocketeer?
I know that
saw it once.
I know that Disney Plus has a Rocketeer movie, and it's by Disney. And I've seen
Maybe
artists
twice.
draw him.
Well, you should get on that. It's really good stuff.
I don't know.
Bro, he's got a jetpack.
Yeah, I know. He looks cool, whatever.
He does look cool. That's all I remember, really.
Yeah,
I think they have the
I'm
final.
already in so many things.
I think they have the final fight on a blimp.
Yes.
That's cool. Okay, that's cool. Ugh, Nazis.
How do these comic issues have an oral history by whoever
I'm
it was?
assuming it's like a podcast companion,
Interesting.
or it was they like just write it down. Maybe they take
Then
their
it's
words
not
and then
oral.
well, it was given orally.
Whoa!
Show you something given orally.
Oh gosh. From DCComics.com, you know the story. An infant escapes the destruction of its home planet and is deposited on Earth to be raised by human parents. A goddess from a lost city defends truth. A theropod dons the visage of a bat to strike fear into evildoers' hearts. Colin, calm down. This heroic trinity, alongside a league of other superpowered dinosaurs, join forces to save a prehistoric Earth from the sinister machinations of Darkseid. Wait, what? Okay, maybe you don't know the story, so join us and bear witness to a brand new, yet older than time, adventure and experience the Justice League as you have never seen them before. Quote, Jurassic League is all I want to draw. Dinos and epic fights, end quote, said writer and artist Juan Gideon. Quote, my own version of a 90s cartoon or video game. Expect a story about survival, unity, and hope where the strong protect the weak in the world where danger lurks in every corner, end quote. The Jurassic League is a 6-issue limited series written by Daniel Warren Johnson of Wonder Woman Dead Earth and Juan Gideon from Pennyworth, launching on May 10th, 2022. Gideon will also be handling the artwork, while Johnson will provide the main cover artwork for all 6 issues. Dinosaurs. You know, Colin, monkeys weren't around when dinosaurs were around.
Yes, they were.
Well,
Depends on what you believe.
I suppose, but maybe, I mean, your mom might have been around back then, but...
That
Was
is an
bad.
orangutan.
That's true. Still a monkey.
An ape!
I
Oh, those
saw
are apes. Yeah,
the
you're right.
teaser
You are a
picture.
turd.
The teaser picture for this had a dinosaur dressed as the Batman, and at first,
Uh-huh.
I thought it was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah.
And I'm still in. Even though it's dinosaurs, like, that doesn't lessen it anymore.
Okay, so I don't really care for dinosaurs at all.
Right, me either.
I don't care. I think they're boring half the time. But if Daniel Warren Johnson is drawing this, I'm gonna read it.
He's just doing the covers and he's co-writing.
Really?
Yes.
Ah.
You know, when I'm saying the words,
Okay,
you can listen
so,
to the words.
You know what? Ape brain went. I was thinking Daniel Warren Johnson. Art. So he's only doing the covers.
He's doing the covers and it's
And
co-writing.
he's writing. Damn.
This is cool.
It's still cool.
Yes.
Damn.
And then I have one more because,
I hope the
Of
art
course
is
you do.
better.
of course, because something cool came up that I thought you guys might like.
After the news has been released, something happens.
I know, right?
Every time.
This used to happen all the time. From StarWars.com. This spring, Marvel has the high ground. Star Wars Obi-Wan, a new 5-issue miniseries from the House of Ideas, will launch in May. StarWars.com can exclusively reveal. Written by Christopher Cantwell with art by Ario Anindito, the series finds the titular bearded hero chronicling earlier adventures in his own journals, which were previously referenced in Marvel's Star Wars series. The tales span Obi-Wan's entire life as a guardian of peace and justice, including his days as a Jedi Initiate, Padawan missions, experiencing the Clone Wars as a Jedi Knight, and facing new threats as a Jedi Master. I'm super fucking excited for this, because Obi-Wan and comic and miniseries, and also probably going to tie into the TV series, maybe, kind of, sort of.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Also, we're probably going to get a teaser for that real fucking soon.
I'm excited for that.
Big stonks.
Big stonks.
You guys got anything on that?
I just want the show. I don't really care for a comic book.
Marvel's going hard on the Star Wars stuff,
They really are.
and it's fine. By me.
Yes. Stonks. Okay.
Speaking of Star Wars stuff, though,
Yes. So, Book of Boba Fett.
episode 6.
With extra booba.
Okay. So you know how I usually say I have a lot of thoughts, and then I have a lot of thoughts? I have a lot of thoughts. And
I have a
kill myself.
lot of thoughts.
I have extremely conflicted feelings on this entire thing.
So,
It starts with Mando again.
Okay, yeah.
And
On his way to go see Grogu.
Yeah, he finds Grogu, and
He
Luke
can't
is
go see
training him, and Ahsoka's there.
Booba.
I'm sure that's Spencer's hang-up. One of them, anyway.
Okay, so
Let's start on that one.
yeah, this is kind of there's two. I'm of two minds. I have no issues seeing the beginnings of Luke Skywalker's new school. I think that's interesting. Blah 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 blah. That's all good. I have no problems with Ahsoka bumping into him. I think that was a nice little interaction.
Mhm.
That's great. I don't even have a problem with the flipping baby. I thought that was adorable. Fucking sue me. I don't care. That was
Flipping
great.
baby.
The baby.
Yeah,
The baby's doing the jumps.
Oh yeah,
The
that was great.
It's adorable.
Well, if Yoda was able
Yes.
to jump, he can jump too. So.
Absolutely.
But
Spit it out.
the tech looks a lot better, but this should not be happening.
Yeah, so Luke does look
It's
fantastically better.
It's much better, but you can still. It's Mark Hamill provided the on-body performance, and then nothing else. So the face is entirely deep fake, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
And it's still.
so it's his body the entire time.
It's his body as a reference. He's doing the quote-unquote acting in the performance. Any action beats are being done by a stunt boy. And he's not even providing the voice at all. They're using a completely digital program with his voice in it.
And it didn't sound very good.
It's not good. So I think the tech has definitely gotten better, but this is... So we talked about this with the last episode of Mando Season 2, and I was having a hemorrhage about this.
Yeah.
Because on the one hand, it's nice, but on the other hand, this... If you want to tell a fucking story, get an actor.
Get Sebastian Stan.
Yes.
Yes, but not even... I'm on the same boat, yes, but just in the same point of him standing next to Ahsoka, who is quote-unquote recast with an actual actress who doesn't have the voice of the one from the Clone Wars, is night and day difference. It's dumb. And the fact we have a recast Han Solo, who was freaking great, who they have bailed on, seemingly. We have had different youngified Carrie Fishers, which I have mixed feelings on, but they at least were only for very short sections, and they weren't for a character arc. This is Luke going through a character arc, sort of. There's meat and potatoes here. But Mark Hamill isn't even actually performing. This is literally puppeteering a dead body.
Yeah, pretty much.
And just because it looks pretty good for what it is, I think the only times it was kind of yikesy was the face against, like, the leaves in the background. That's when it looks a little fake.
Sure, yeah.
It gave me endorphins, but that doesn't mean that it's a good decision.
I think we should have a live actor.
Yeah.
So there's that. Also, Luke is a fucking dick.
Yes.
I quite like this in terms of what they're doing with it.
Luke's a... So how I've always seen Luke is that... How I've seen Star Wars... Let's first go back to this. How I've always seen Star Wars is about change.
Yeah.
And Luke has brought about that change in the original trilogy. How in the world is he still trying to indoctrinate the old ways of the Jedi when he's a product of change?
What did he actually do by the end of the original trilogy that really changed anything aside from helping Daddy come back? Systemically, what did he really change about the Jedi?
Just being him.
He grew from some of his own personal failings. Yes, he controlled his anger. But what else, though?
Well, okay, so I'm saying he should be this product of change. Because if Star Wars is about change, then this character doesn't go the way of the old Jedi. I could see him as one who is like, okay, so possession's okay, and having, like, loved ones is okay, but I choose to not get married, or I choose to not have possessions. Because him saying that you have to choose one or the other, he did choose Leia and Han, and his possession is R2-D2. He has emotional attachments.
This is in reference to telling Grogu he has to choose the armor that Mando brought him or the lightsaber.
That's a fucking dick move.
Absolutely. I thought the same thing.
So...
Because it's all about him. He wants to build his school.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, and this is... This is funny, to be entirely honest. I expected this coming from Jacob, not you, because you like The Last Jedi. This is literally part of his arc of he repeated the mistakes of the Jedi before him, and that's what causes him to fall away and go, yeah, no more Jedi, and get all butthurt.
Just because I like The Last Jedi doesn't mean I actually want it to be canon.
Well, it is, so fucking...
I know it is, but you can still... Doesn't mean you can't not have it canon. We do that all the fucking time with media.
But, so if we are... This is the foundation of that. Literally. They're putting the rocks down to build that
I understand that, and I think it's stupid. I think they should just forget the original trilogy and just keep going with Mando and Luke being not that version of Luke.
Why on God's fucking green earth would they do that?
Why wouldn't they do that?
You're making a descriptive statement. You have to provide evidence for the argument. You're the one going, they should be doing something different.
Just because I say they should be doing something different doesn't mean they want to. I'm saying they should, because it's better that way. Because we know that the sequels suck. They're ass. They're fucking ass.
Okay, yeah, and they're working with what they have done. That's not always great. I don't disagree on that. We have the same opinions about those 3 movies, but
if they went with all the Mandalorian stuff and just pretended like the sequels weren't there, it'd be fine. But they're taking time away from the Mandalorian stuff to reinforce the sequel stuff.
Yeah.
And the sequel stuff is ass. And we don't want to see more of it. We want to go in a different direction.
Yeah, I don't want sequel stuff. I want a good Luke. I don't want a shithead. I get he's a Skywalker and Skywalker's a shitheads, but
see now that's an actual argument. I don't disagree with that.
Oh my word.
No, but you have to make a fucking point with it. If they want to
separate the two,
that makes sense. If you want to not have that, I don't think this should be in this show either. I'm saying I enjoyed the content.
I'm fine with Luke in the show. I'm not fine with Luke being this way or being that. Luke shouldn't be that.
So, do you want the Marvel/Disney collectively to just go, fuck all continuity, nothing is connected anymore?
Because no, that's not what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm trying to say is if your main big high budget stuff, the stuff on screen, the biggest form of canon, the most important shit, the TV shows and the movies, they just released those movies.
Yes, but you know who's way more iconically recognized? The fucking TV show Mando.
Yes.
Is more recognizable than our 3 movies because everyone likes these ones more than those 3 movies. People practically forget those 3 movies because of these shows.
But
you can go, okay, these are not canon. Because they've done that before. They've done that before with things.
But directly from the beginning of Mando, it is already working from the canon that the sequel trilogy sets. It's literally bridging the gap.
Working from 5 years after Episode 6.
Yes. Which means it's building towards something. Hence, we talked about this. We were really into the currency and the New Republic being built up.
Yeah.
That's the background to the sequel trilogy existing. That's this new norm. That's a really big thing.
There's a new norm. Okay, so yeah, sure, there can be a connection. There is the connection, and they're trying to bridge the gap and whatever. But everything that they set up doesn't have to be towards that. I'm saying it doesn't have to be. It is that. It is this. I know it's this. It doesn't have to be because all the currency shit and all the background people barely fucking exists in the new movies. We just see fucking stupid Jedi and stupid not Sith in the entire 3 movies. We don't get to see other characters until we go see that stupid place where they release all the animals. Oh yeah, they're all Egyptian, they're all being blah 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 in Episode 8. We don't see any people. No, it's fucking lifeless when it comes to that. When it comes to cities and the people within the cities and stuff like that. Where in Mando, it's not that. We actually see these people. We get to see those communities. We just get to see fucking Family Feud up here in those 3 movies.
I agree, and I'm following. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
And so with this currency, just because we say it's bridging the gap doesn't mean that it really is, because fucking currency is not even talked about much, except maybe in 8 where that dude betrays them just for some money.
So what I'm trying to get at here is you're saying that you don't have to connect it as much, which I agree with. That's fine. I would agree with that. You can softly acknowledge something without leaning into it too much.
Like they did with
but if
Baby
you're gonna
Yoda
have
healing someone.
If you're gonna have Luke fucking Skywalker in it, that's direct setup. That's a main character from those movies doing stuff about what he'd be doing in those movies. So if you don't want it to lean into any of that, that's fine. But then you don't really get to have Luke Skywalker at all, because this whole time period, this is
Sure,
what he
then
was
fine.
doing.
Then fine. I don't want fucking Luke Skywalker.
Fine by me.
Fine, give me like Ezra, or fucking give me.
Now that's gonna be some good shit when we get back around to that.
Kestis.
Okay, I think we're done here.
I think there's still more talked about in that show.
What about
yes.
Cad Bane?
So that
Okay.
was the good shit.
That was the good shit. I wish his face was a little different. I know I'm a part of that really dumb party, but it's not about Clone Wars. I think his mouth should have just been lowered a tad. His mouth should have been lowered a tad. And that's it. That's literally my only gripe with that.
I was so excited.
Everything
Oh
else
my
was
gosh,
perfect.
it was so good.
I was not expecting it. And I think we talked about it 2 weeks ago. I thought we might get like Boss coming in at some point, which they could still do. I did not think we were going to see Cad Bane, which means we might get a revisiting of that not canon deleted scene from Clone Wars where him and Boba Fett have like Boba Fett's first like standoff and he gets the dent in his helmet, which is it's because it was a deleted scene that it wasn't finished.
It's still canon.
It's the assumption is that it is because it just makes sense and they kind of half made it. It just felt cool. It didn't feel like a fan service moment. It felt like, oh, it's just another
another character.
They're like, oh, it's a bounty hunter. Like,
Yes.
They weren't going, hey guys, it's Cad Bane. Hey, it's Cad Bane. It's more like, oh, that guy looks sketchy as fuck, and we know.
He didn't even say his name.
No, exactly.
I like that.
That's much. Why is it that this thing does two types of fan service and they're entirely different, and one's good and one's dog shit? I like that.
So, I still think this face is a little wonky.
We have seen his species before in live action, though. They're usually in the background. They were in A New Hope. They're in the cantina, so we've already seen them before.
So, like when he turns his face and you see his profile,
That was a little rough.
that's what I'm saying is the wonky part. That's the part that I haven't seen anyone talk about. I'm like, that's the wonky part.
I think logistically why that looked like that was because we've seen, I don't remember what the species name is, but we've seen this, they usually have like bigger heads with what we've seen in live action, but Cad Bane, because of the fact that he originated in the Clone Wars,
they have
like
long, slender faces.
He has a roughly human-sized head. The dimensions are different, but like general size. But when you have to put a human, not in just a fake head, but with the face, with the breathing apparatus and shit, I think that's what made it weird. Is because it's more of like a prosthetic mask on top of the weird
Duros,
Duros, I think.
I think they could have made another prosthetic for the back of the head at least.
They
At least gone like literally just up, and that would have made the profile look a little bit normal. That's literally all they had to do because it was like
Yeah, the actual movement I thought was really good.
His fingers were great.
The fingers and the mouth and the eyes.
I was
quite impressed.
Once I saw him, I was like worried about what's his hands look like, and then I was like, not
they still
bad.
have that weird, funky, bulbous joint.
But they're not weird. They're not in the way.
No, that was really good. That was just a nice moment. Cobb Vanth said the thing. He did the meme again. I like Vanth as a character. He's just fun. I like him.
The deputy died.
Yes. He's dumbass.
I'm glad.
Literal dumbass.
Pissed me off. He is a literal dumbass.
I was hoping that Vance would make it and they would just kill the deputy, but
he's still alive.
Yeah,
He just got a boo boo.
Literally just got a boo boo.
Yeah.
The only other. Jacob, please speak more.
While I was watching, and we had the Mandalorian section for the first half of the show, of course, with Ahsoka. And then Mandalorian flies away to go find Boba Fett. I said, all right, enough Booba, now Boba. And it was really funny.
Damn, bro.
You
You got all the boys laughing.
Yeah.
My only other thought was the fact that it really...
The bomb that blows up the
that's
other
the
Booba.
bomb.
Oh my god.
The bomb.
The bomb in Booba. No, bomb in Boba blows up Booba.
Yeah. The bomb in Boba blows up Booba.
Yes.
Yeah.
See,
poor Booba.
I saw a shitty joke.
I'm hoping she just has a boo-boo.
Yeah, she's dead. She's so dead.
No, not Booba!
But we didn't see Max Rebo die, so he's probably safe.
What?
I want my blue lumpy boy.
Of course you do.
So, Boba Fett in these two past episodes has actually acted more like his original trilogy counterpart than anything else. You saw the same.
Okay, so I was about to say the same thing.
Has no screen time and says nothing.
Yeah. So people have been complaining that he's not like the original series, and then here we go, Dave Filoni It's like, okay, and he doesn't say anything, he just stands around looking cool.
Yeah.
Fans are like, this is good shit. That's literally how it is. They don't want Boba to do anything.
Like that, you complained about that with the first episode. You were on that. You were like, he talks too much, and he sucks.
No. I said
He just doesn't like that he's old.
No. Yes.
Colin doesn't like old men.
Yes, I don't. Fuck them. They take all the femos away. I'm annoyed that he doesn't act the same as he did in Mando's show.
Yeah, we hashed that one out, and
Who's
now I've kind of come around on that one. I think
because he did do action stuff and talked less, and it's more like he's talking more and doing action less.
it's probably a
Same Mandalorian. He's
Yeah.
talking more.
No. Boba.
I think that's probably a perspective change because we're now following him instead of someone else that's story he's cameoing in, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
My only
He's
other.
gonna ride a Rancor.
So yeah, that was the thing with this episode that really kind of bothered me when it was done is how just chopped up this episode and last episode is in terms of editing. It's smooth editing, but like sections. It's just segment, like almost the entirety of last episode was just a Mando episode, which was fine, but then it wasn't one. It's like 1.5. This is lame. The fact that we already had last episode to get the Mando Season 3 pilot backdoor whatever out, and then half of this episode is just chopped and screwed between Mando doing nothing, really, in the long term. He doesn't change anything, and then, I don't know, it's really off-putting because you have the beginning stuff and the end stuff, whereas it's less visually interesting, I guess, to watch, your Cad Banes and your Cobb Vanth just kind of shoot some people. It's less interesting on that level because it's less vibrant. It's not OMG, look, Luke Skywalker, but it's so... That's this show. This show is not about the baby. Or the Mando. I don't like that. That bothers me. Like, you could have condensed... You could have gotten all the Mando shit into one episode if you had really pushed the runtime. And you would have had your stupid detour episode, and then you get it back on track. But this, when we were talking about this last week, I think, we're like, you can just watch the one episode and you don't have to worry about it. No,
now
you have
can't.
to watch, you have to watch 2 fucking episodes, probably 3 at this rate. Because it's mixed and squishy. That's just shitty structure.
I agree with that. It should be at something, but honestly, it's fine because it's not comics.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
It's not comics, so it's fine.
He doesn't want to rule Mandalore. He wants his baby and he wants to go kill people. That's it.
I could see the two of them bitch slapping each other, and Mandalorian just said, "Alright, here,
Like,
you win."
they'll have like an honor fight, and then they'll go, yeah, oh, you win. Okay.
I think he should be the Mandalore, but not in a traditional sense. I think he should still be the Mandalore, and he can still keep doing his things, but the Mandalore, they'd come up with something different. There is someone who stays back and of course blah blah blah. They take care of Mandalore, and he's just like Mandalore, like Black Panther type of thing. But like
that's an idea.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to get to. But it's like he's the Mandalore, because just how he fights for the honor of the sword in the episode prior, and how he thinks very humbly about himself. He's just like, I'm just a dude.
Yeah.
I don't really want to lead. I don't really, but like he is the leader. He is already. We've seen him lead.
Yeah, but yes, I see what you're saying.
See what I'm saying.
I do, but I think in terms of just more basic setup and payoff on like a writing level of that makes more sense to conclude Boba's arc. It's kind of an arc more so because Mando,
the son who is not recognized by the Mandalore.
Yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah,
that sounds cool.
It makes more sense in like if I was I'm gonna pull some cringe. If I was the one writing all of this shit and I had my 8 different TV shows and my bajillion different scripts and I'm trying to find ways to conclude character arcs that make more sense in terms of what they believe versus what they need, blah 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 blah. That makes more sense.
He looks like the strung out guy smoking a cigarette.
That's me anytime I write. Yes.
Trying to find
that would be all the time. Too.
Getting into anything nerdy.
True.
Which is like the continuity says.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who is C. Pepe?
True. Point being, either one of those conclusions, I don't like the fact that neither one of them are really built up to right now. So I don't know if that would be... I don't want the Book of Boba Fett to continue. I want this to be a limited thing, personally. But I don't think you could conclude that arc in that way, which seems to be where it's going, in one episode. Because they've background built up some ideas, and they've mentioned some things, but not, like, a lot.
I think we don't want another season because they haven't done what we wanted them to do with the Book of Boba Fett. It could have been cool, just him being a badass, doing badassy things. Then we would have wanted more Boba Fett. But the whole... how complicated it is, and it's basically just Mandalorian 0.5, it's not that great. So
yeah,
you don't want to drag it out more because it's just more Mandalorian.
Right. It's actually a really, really simple, really simple story. If you take away the fancy editing and the doing flashbacks crap, this is really straightforward. This should have been 4 episodes. Like, you don't need 7 for this, because you have your episode and a half of Mandalorian stuff you can chop out. And if you had told it more just straightforward, you don't need to fuck around with, oh, now he's getting into the tank. Like, you can trim down the runtime by doing it chronologically. You don't need an internal element to justify having flashbacks.
We could have seen less of really slow scooter chase.
I mean, yeah, and you could have trimmed up some of that stuff a little bit.
Trimmed up a lot of that shit.
You could have would have made sense to have all of the Tusken Raider stuff be the first act. The second act is him fighting back with Fennec and getting all the ship crap, blah blah blah, and then the third act is 2 episodes ago, and then the last episode, basically. Like, it's a pretty clear story of he goes, he finds family taken away, he goes get his stuff back, he finds waifu, they smash some stuff, they take back Tatooine. It's really straight.
They
smash. Like, that's a pretty straightforward story, and I like that. It's nice and nothing complicated. But the fact that they've decided whether on a screenplay or an editing level to just fuck with everything is really stupid.
Well, I think that's enough fantasizing.
I have a headache. Can we move on to
enough fantasizing about Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
At least it's still not as bad as Rise of Skywalker. I will not banish it from my brain. I will watch it again.
Let me talk a little bit about Amazing Fantasy from 2021. Written by Carr Andrews? Carr Andrews?
It's the one with the 2 A's?
Yeah.
I think it's Carr.
And a K.
That's Carr.
Yeah.
K-R-A. Andrews.
No, this isn't Star Wars.
Oh.
K-R.
Yeah, we gotta stick the apostrophe in there for no reason.
K-R. Yeah.
Penciled by Carrie Andrews. It could be Carrie, I guess.
Jacob, what the fuck is Amazing Fantasy? Isn't that like the old school Marvel title?
Yeah.
I think that's what it was trying to recreate, but Captain America, Black Widow, and Spider-Man die, I think, and are whisked away to Amazing Fantasy Island, where there's like dragons and kings and queens and cat people, sort of like more barbarian tribe than furries. But orcs, and it's really messy, and I had a hard time understanding what was going on, and there's a lot of ideas crammed into 5 issues, and it just kind of was fine. I was kind of bummed.
Why did they get thrown off into Fantasy Island?
I'm pretty sure they died. And then they went back to life.
Damn, bro.
And they
so
said,
it's like Purgatory?
Wow, that was weird.
It's like Purgatory. It's like Lost. It's like Lost.
Kind of,
You get it? It's like Lost.
It's Lost.
They went to Purgatory.
Yeah.
Please kill me.
Ew.
Yeah.
Was the art at least nice?
Captain America is a beefcake.
Nice.
Which is quite nice.
Why did you just side-eye me, buddy?
Spider-Man...
Colin's biting his lip right now.
Spider-Man
It's itchy.
is shredded to pieces. Not shredded hot, but shredded like his suit is in shreds. And that looks pretty good. Black Widow looked really freaking weird. She had a weird face and a weird head. The proportions weren't right
Let me see.
at all. I will find it for you while he's talking.
Is it Booba?
Not really.
Damn.
Sometimes there's more on the cover art than in the issues.
That sucks.
But the cover art promises fantasy and sci-fi and stuff, and that's why I jumped head first. Feet first? Ooh, gross.
Toes?
Dick first.
Yes, and was pretty let down. It's just fine.
That sucks.
It's $4 an issue, and I got all 5, something like that,
Damn, bro.
for cover price.
That kind of sounds like it was not great.
It was a letdown.
Wow.
Sounds like it, buddy.
You know, it wasn't a letdown.
Your mom last night.
Damn, bro.
What is that all?
Oh, it was $5 a piece.
You got all the boys laughing.
What was
I
that?
have no idea. So I read Superman Up in the Sky, which is a
Oh my gosh! That's Superman.
Superman Up in the Sky is a 6-issue miniseries published in 2019 and 2020, written by Tom King and penciled by Andy Kubert.
Cooper.
This is why we're never going to be able to get anyone on our show. So basically, Superman is doing Superman stuff, and a girl is kidnapped. Oh no. And she's taken to space.
Oh, it's this one. Okay, yeah, go for it.
Thanks for your permission.
Hey, you're welcome. No problem.
And Superman waits a little bit because he is conflicted about leaving Earth to go find one person, but then he goes and he finds her. But this is a weird story. It is split up between theoretical events, sort of. It's kind of weird. And then what's actually going on. Basically, each issue is a different scenario which demonstrates a character trait of Superman / Clark Kent. So he has... my favorite one was his race with the Flash, whereas the Flash is the fastest man alive! So he is faster than Superman, but Superman manages to beat him just because he did. Like, not because he managed to run faster, or because he is faster, or he did anything sneaky, no trickery. He just somehow was faster. Basically just proving that, like, Superman kind of always finds a way.
Mm-hmm.
There is another one where Superman is looking for information, and he has to go to Darkseid of all people, if you can even call Darkseid a person. And Darkseid decides to give him the information, but he needs to see Superman fall. So he tells him to go kill someone who doesn't deserve it. So either way, Superman either kills an innocent person or he lies about killing an innocent person. And for Superman, they're both roughly equal failings. He ends up doing the lie, but it's a whole thing. Anyways, so it's... None of these events actually really make sense if you view them as literal, but they're more metaphorical about... It's figured out. Yes, except also one of them is just Superman having a boxing match. It's weird, but it was really cool once you kind of get over the framing device. And then the actual story itself, what a little bit is there of him being kind of conflicted over being like, well, how much good will I do here versus if I leave and I try to do this, like how many people are going to get hurt, blah, blah, blah. So all that stuff was really cool. Him talking to Lois on top of the Daily Planet is awesome. Love that.
Hot.
She promises to like not get captured or dropped off a building while he's gone, and that was adorable. And then the end bit where he rescues the girl, and they're just flying across space for days, and she's just asking him silly questions is some of the funniest shit I've ever read in my life. It's so funny. She's like, if you fought Batman, who would win? And he's like, Batman. She's like, wait, what? Why? And he's like, because I'd let him win. And she's like, but why?
It means
like,
a lot to him.
Yeah, because like Superman doesn't really care about winning, but like Batman does. And he's like, he deserves something nice in his life. Like that. It's just like, it's the good Superman shit, you know?
Yeah, that's the good
where it's
Superman
like
shit.
he has his own problems and he's conflicted on some stuff, but like he really cares about stuff. And in the last couple of panels of the book is her being like, I never asked you like why you came to find me, because I didn't really need to. And that ends on this whole page, this 1-page panel of her just hugging Superman. It's just because he's Superman. Like, of course he was gonna come find her. It's just feelings.
I'm getting goosebumps thinking about that. I'm getting the chills going down.
I really like it. It's a little tricky if you don't know ahead of time that it's weird. in terms of what actually happens and what doesn't happen, but the story's nice. The art's really good. I like Andy Kubert. He has some weird panels every once in a while, but he's really good. The coloring was all nice. It was a nice, fairly breezy read. I read each individual issue one at a time, just kind of chilled out between them, but it was good. Stonks.
Price?
Probably $17, maybe up to $20. It was normal trade paperback price. Well worth it. Very good. I like it. Also, he does wear the trunks in this book, in case anyone cares. I don't think he does on the cover. I don't actually have a preference between the two. It just depends on the story you're telling and how your artist does them. Anyways, yes, Colin.
Colin, my son.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, fuck.
Didn't you do that last week?
No,
Did Rise.
Oh, I always get those mixed up. Okay.
Ape, not monkey. Ape, not kill ape.
Oh, gosh. Okay, Colin.
So,
Lay it on.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is the direct sequel, first sequel of Rise of the Planet of the Apes, where we follow Caesar and his newfound society within the woods where
I said it!
I said it.
Society.
Within the woods where he used to monkey around when he was a young ape in the first movie, and it's been 10 winters since the apes have seen since the event that happened, so 10 years has passed, and it's been 2 winters since they saw humans.
Damn, bro, so he's like 30.
Mm-hmm. And Caesar has a son, which he saves in the beginning of the movie because he was too reckless at this hunting a jackalope, I think it is. No, they're like these giant, they're like big deer things.
So you're telling me that the apes fucked before this?
Yes.
Damn.
Yep, the apes fucked.
I require a documentary.
For research practices.
Yes.
One of his buddies has a kid too, which his name is his buddy's name is Rocket. I can't remember his name. His buddy Rocket son's name is Ash, who is friends with Caesar's son. I can't remember Caesar's son's name.
I believe it's Bright Eyes. Isn't it
No, Bright Eyes is his mom.
Hold on.
Bright Eyes is his mom. That's the first movie thing. They never did that again.
Romero.
Or maybe he called him Bright Eyes too, because they called his mom that.
But
Anyway, so Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Been two winters since they've seen mankind, and Ash and Caesar's son come up upon a very scared adult human
Oh, fuck.
who's a dickhead.
Yeah.
So
He's
he's like scared. He's like, oh no, don't look at me, don't come near me. And they're just like, okay. Like, yeah, this is weird. And then he pulls a gun on them, and then they freak out. He shoots Ash, and then a bunch of humans come around, and they hear this, and all the apes that were hunting...
Blue Eyes is the eldest son of the late
Blue
Caesar.
Eyes, okay. Or Bright Eyes?
No, it's Blue Eyes.
Okay, so
he died in 2028.
Shh. That's in the third movie, dumbass. Yeah! So the second movie, the humans come around, and these are good humans. There's only one bad human.
Oh, fuck.
And Caesar, after this exchange, yells, "Go!" And they freak out because they've never seen an ape talk. So this whole thing...
We have a talking ape on this show every week.
Yeah. That's me, buddy.
We'll make your ass very red.
It's already very red. So the whole movie is just about how the humans are trying to get power back to their city, and the apes are having a hard time trusting them. And then we have Koba.
Dumb fuck.
Yes, Koba, who is one of the very aggressive apes who has been tested on by humans before the 10 winters ago. And so he does not trust humans.
Koba's a very racist motherfucker.
Yes, Koba keeps antagonizing humans. He keeps doing things under Caesar's nose. And he kills a couple humans, steals guns, and eventually frames humans for the murder of Caesar.
This is me antagonizing humans.
That's you antagonizing ape, actually.
Ape, kill, no ape. And so Caesar sees that Koba shoots him, and he falls into the river. All the apes think that he's dead, so Koba takes charge, pretending that he never killed Caesar, that it was humans that did it, and he leads a attack into the city, and in doing so endangers thousands of apes and kills them, even throws them off of horses so he could steal the horses or steals their guns from them to kill humans. And they just that was actually that was the second attack, but before that he actually killed Ash because he told Ash to kill an ape, and he said Caesar would not want this. He's like, you're right. He puts his hand on his back, grips his, the skin on him, and drags him up the stairs in this hall in the city, and then throws him off the edge in front of all the other apes. Then says, Caesar is not here, only Koba. And so, of course, at the very end of it all, Caesar's weak, but he recognizes that apes only listen to the strong, because his son's like, you need to come back. He's like, no, they only listen to the strong, but they will listen to Caesar no matter what anyway. And then there's this whole final fight between Koba and Caesar, and Koba says, Caesar weak, and Caesar looks at Koba and he goes, yes, but Koba weaker. And that was kind of badass. I thought it was awesome. And they got this whole fight, throwing each other around and shit. And Koba is hanging off the ledge at the very end, and he's begging Caesar for help to grab him up. And he says, "Ape, no kill ape," to Caesar, and Caesar's like, "You've killed ape." Grabs his arm, throws him off the edge, and Koba dies a very terrible death. But because of all of this, the humans, even though the good humans were trying to stop the humans from calling outside sources to help with the attack of the city, the information goes out, and those good humans have to go in hiding, and the apes wait for the humans, the military humans to arrive, and that is the end of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I'm gonna fucking kill your chair.
Kind of sounds like he's fucking in his chair.
It does!
And then go really, really fast and then stop.
So, I need to fix this chair anyway, or get a new fucking chair.
Get it? A new fucking chair?
You should get a fucking swing.
Should get a fucking swing.
Not a monkey, but a raccoon. But he's not a raccoon.
But he's a cybernetic raccoon.
But he's a
Yes,
rocket.
he is. And he likes rockets.
And he likes rockets. And steely.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy is a 2021 action-adventure video game created by Eidos Montreal, published by Square Enix. I did not write up a review for this, so I'm just shooting from the hip.
Oh yeah.
I do that every
Peter
week.
Quill does through most of the game.
I hate you.
Okay. The soundtrack is fantastic. I thought it was interesting and kind of a nice touch by the developers that they have a setting for streamers so that it changes the music to
DMCA for music?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah. I don't really like streamers or streaming or any of that crap, but
I
it's
think
nice that they considered their player base.
I feel like Jacob actually does subscribe to Pokemon, don't you think?
That is not true.
Yeah, not true!
I don't think I've seen him. I feel like he secretly
likes one streamer.
No. He secretly follows big bitty goth bitches on Twitch. Like, he's into the goth girls.
Well, we know that. We know he's into goth.
The writing in this game is fantastic. It had me laughing all the time, and it encouraged me to not just race through every level, because just in downtime your characters are talking to each other, and it's really good. Fantastic writing. I love the story. It uses the Universal Church of Truth, which I've kind of been waiting for in the movies, because anything Guardians of the Galaxy that I touch besides the movies, that's there, and it's good stuff. but nothing yet. You have story choices, so for a large portion of the game, you could relate it to like a Telltale game, sort of, but nothing near the consequences that you would get in a Telltale game. Like,
this choice will have consequences.
you get some of that, but it
They will
turns out
remember
that it's like a locked door with a skin lock behind it. And it's like, well, you should have let whoever do whatever. And it's like, oh, alright.
Wow.
Yeah. So, there are choices, but they don't really freaking matter unless you're trying to collect it all. Which I was, and I was really upset that I didn't get to collect it all.
So you gotta play it again.
Not immediately. I was a little bit burnt out by the end of it because the gameplay, the combat is kind of rinse and repeat, samey.
Yeah.
It's not all that interesting. I think it would have been better as a Telltale game, to be honest.
Whoa.
Which is pretty weird coming from me, because I haven't really touched Telltale games that much, unlike somebody else in the room.
Mm-hmm.
You mean having played all of them except like one or two?
Yes.
Yeah. So tonally speaking, is this more like a comic Guardians or more like a movie Guardians?
It's very, very comic Guardians.
Nice.
It's really good.
That's cool. Do we have any fun cameos by other Marvel characters? Because that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
only thing I care about in anything in life and media is Easter eggs.
Yes.
I'm a Screen Rant article.
Do you want
You
me to tell you?
are.
Or
Yes.
do you want to be surprised? Because they are nice surprises.
Ooh, maybe I want to be surprised.
Give us one.
Obvious or not?
Give us an obvious one.
Just roulette that
Adam
shit.
Warlock.
Nice.
Nice.
Hot man.
Yes.
What? Jacob said a man was hot? Hot! Get!
He shines bright as the sun, dumbass! I think I spent $30 on it for the PS5 version.
Nice.
I'd probably do it again. That's a decent price.
How long did it take you to complete this game?
20 hours?
Nice.
And I played on the hardest difficulty.
Of course you did.
I did.
Nice.
It was
such a gamer.
pretty easy, honestly.
He's such a gamer.
Like, I can't imagine the easier difficulties are interesting. If anything, the hard difficulty made certain enemies bullet spongy, but that's pretty much it. Like, the combat was the weakest point of this game.
I read Moon Knight by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev, the complete collection. It's the complete collection, so it's all 12 issues. They came out in 2011.
The 2011 run.
Yeah. Which I don't think Colin's read.
Nope, I haven't. I only read the best one.
The best one. Yeah, which is the only one that's currently not getting republished. It's driving me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, so this is not very Moon Knight-y in a sense. It's not very dark. It's not very contemplative, nor would I dare say edgy. It's not even that crazy. It's a little crazy. This is lighter fare, and I mean that in a good way. I think I enjoyed it a lot. It's okay. The big kicker on this one is his three alters are Captain America, Spider-Man, and Wolverine.
Yeah.
So it inherently is already kind of weird and silly.
Well, no, those aren't his alters. He just his schizophrenia shows them around. Alters.
Do you want me to read the fucking cover? I'll read the fucking cover.
Oh wait, does he like become them?
Sort of. It bounces back and forth between.
Okay, then never mind. Then it's alters.
It depends on what moment you're speaking. So he bounces back and forth between. He's primarily Mark Spector. So mostly what he does is he runs around in a Moon Knight suit, but he has web shooters and he has fake claws and he has Captain America's energy shield, like the 0-point throwable weightless thingy. So he bounces back and forth. So it is a lot of the voices, which are all done in different colors and they're in panels and it's really cool. And then sometimes he gets like overwhelmed and he like basically switches. It's real weird. It's never explained exactly why it's those three. It just is, and then at the end, it's different. I will not elaborate further.
I need to read this, right?
Yep, me too.
It's weird. The three characters provide a nice balance to Mark Spector because you have Captain America, who's Mr. Boy Scout duty by the books, and then you have Spider-Man, who's kind of more fun and blah blah blah. He's a little childish, and then you have Wolverine, who's just an absolute fucking rage horn monster. He's just horny boy. So the three of them kind of balance themselves out. What is it? It's a weird dynamic.
That screaming was Colin's sex slave down in the dungeon.
The romantic interest in this book is Echo. I quite enjoyed that.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, that was great. So this takes place right before the Age of Ultron event, which this is sort of a tie-in to, sort of. Not really. It technically sets up an element, but like whatever. So this is after. So Moon Knight is like officially an Avenger, but he lives in LA, and he's trying to take down. Apparently, there's like a kingpin in LA. Not literally.
The Kingpin.
Filson Whisk.
Yeah, no Filson Whisk.
But there's another there because LA usually doesn't have like not crime problem. There's no superhero shit over in LA.
Yeah.
So he's out in the open, making a TV show after his own life because he needs to make money to fund his superhero antics. It's real weird. I'm not gonna tell you who the bad guy is, but if I did, you probably wouldn't even know who the fuck it is anyways.
No, say it. Is it the Rose?
No.
Who is it?
It's not a Moon Knight villain, so
Who is it?
I gotta tell you.
Tell me the villain!
No.
Tell me the villain!
No.
What's in the box?
No.
What's in the box?
Echo makes for a really interesting companion for this whole story. They're both relevant to the story, and they've both sort of been Avengers, kind of. It does provide some interesting dynamics. Like, he's like, wait, how are you talking on the phone? And she's like, I have a thing for the phone. And so she has, like, a big screen in, like, her room that, like... So she has text-to-speech, and then also she has, like, a TV that, like, reads her phone to her. It's really funny. They just have some nice dynamics. She's like, I can't hear you right now. Right? Like, you can tell that he's talking. We can see his dialogue, but they're not looking at each other. And she's like, I can't hear you, right? And he's like, shit, you gotta take the mask off so she can read his lips. It's really funny.
Love that.
It's a really nice dynamic. The art is fucking awesome. Alex Maleev, or Maleev, I don't know how you pronounce his name because I'm a degenerate, does awesome stuff. Sometimes the faces can be a little weird, but he's a very pencil sketchy. It feels like... I don't know, the way that the people who ink his artwork, they don't remove a lot of line work. They kind of like, you leave the pencil sketch, you erase a tiny little bit, and then you just kind of take some ink in your hand and just, so like it like catches on all of the pencil marks, but it doesn't make strong outlines, I guess? I don't know. It's really hard to describe. It's really good stuff. It's dark and inky, but it's not like black, you know? Mm-hmm. It doesn't tie into anything really. It's mostly standalone. It technically sets up an element of Age of Ultron, but not really. The Avengers make some cameos here and there. There's a really funny moment where Captain America, Spider-Man, and Wolverine, who are all part of the Avengers at that time, Moon Knight wakes up in his apartment, and they're just standing there, and then I don't remember exactly what it was. They touch him, and he's like, wait, you guys are real? It was really funny. He's like, oh shit, you guys are like actually in my apartment. It's really funny. Because you don't realize for the first issue that the people that he's seeing aren't there. If you read the cover, you would know that. But in theory, if you just read the issue, you wouldn't know until right at the end when they just disappear. It's really cool. I don't know. It was fun. It doesn't have there's no real arc for him. He just is doing his stuff. He's not in like total batshit crazy mode, like cutting off faces type bad. He's bouncing back and forth between being a little bit of a coward, kind of like Spider-Man, like running away from fights or not beating up cops or killing cops because Wolverine wants to kill the cops because they're corrupt and blah, 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 blah. Wolverine's just trying to get him to, like, literally kill everyone. You know how it goes. I liked it. It was fun.
Everybody's got one of those friends.
Yeah, me. It's really well done, but it's not the type of story that I would like. And for a Moon Knight story, it seems a little, not out of place exactly, but, like, I don't know. It's like,
That's the thing about Moon Knight before the Ellis run, where Moon Knight never really had character arcs or didn't really have main things or themes. He just existed. He just had things and just had ideas, and people just kept doing things and kept adding things to him. And then once we got to the Ellis run, he has like a definitive like things he does, and he has actual character arcs and like explanations for things. So it's kind of hard to get those character arcs out of him.
I'm trying to find a good comparison story-wise, not in terms of what it is, but like how it functions. Like it's, I gave it a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. Like it's excellent in what it's doing. It's just the thing it's doing isn't necessarily what I would be doing.
So you're saying it doesn't feel like Moon Knight? It doesn't feel in character?
No, it's definitely not in character. It feels more like it's Brian Michael Bendis. Like he doesn't write dark stuff. He writes a lot of like fun, rompy. It's an adventure book in that sense.
Okay.
Oh, there's a comparison to make. It's like I like it. Everything feels good. I don't really have any qualms with any of the actual choices. Like there's no, that was a dumb no nitpicking or anything like that. It's just that's not the type of story I would enjoy reading the most. I don't know. I liked it a lot. It was just not. I don't know.
Worth the price?
Quite. I paid $25. I believe 25, maybe 30. It's a complete collection. They usually rest around $30.
12 issues.
Yes, 12 issues. It's a nice one. Lots of really nice covers. A lot of Alex Malev's cover work is dope, particularly when you got all the smooshing of the different brain voices into one cover. It's really cool.
Brain voices. Speaking of brain voices, Colin, this is the worm in your head telling you to talk about your next talking point.
Oh, my next talking point. Well, Mr. Worm, I'm sorry to tell you,
no.
I haven't really done much except for packing. So.
Packing that ass.
Yes, because I will be moving out.
So, Mr. Worm.
You're the Mr. Worm.
Yes.
Yes.
Talking to the worm in your head. Wait.
But you are the worm in my head.
Okay.
Mr. Worm.
Yes.
Ask me a question.
This Moon Knight run that Spencer just talked about
Mm-hmm.
had Spectre thinking he was Captain America, Wolverine, and Spider-Man. If you had to write this story, what 3 characters would you choose instead? And why?
I would choose Doctor Strange. Strange. Daredevil. And then
eventually.
Okay, so let me explain why I'm having difficulty.
Yeah.
So how I would write it is I'd kind of go with the same premise where those 3 characters are somewhat something he can achieve to be. You can be Spider-Man with web shooters, you can be Wolverine with claws, and Captain America you can just have shield. So those 3, obviously there's powers that are involved with these characters for the most part. They have things that a human can obtain, right? So I can't pick Hulk.
That's what I was thinking.
I can't pick Hulk. I can't pick like Ghost Rider.
But you pick Doctor Strange?
The reason why is because Moon Knight's already a mystical character. He is a apostle of Khonshu. He's a mystical character.
So is Ghost Rider.
No, but what I'm saying is, in that sense, Doctor Strange, you use Doctor Strange as a persona to be like, have an easier time understanding what's going on in the mystic arts. Figure things out in that way, because Moon Knight is fucking... he's got worm brain. Moon Knight has worm brain. He has a hard time understanding shit. He just does shit.
I think he needs Ghost Rider in his head.
It wouldn't make sense, because for that mystical part, you just use Doctor Strange.
You would just beat the shit out of people with a chain.
Oh, with that, whatever.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, there's that. But, like, no, Moon Knight
I'm critiquing your choices very deeply. It shows a very large character flaw of yours that you're not sucking off Ghost Rider all the time like I am.
Yeah, you are. He's gonna skull fuck you. Word.
Gotta find you at first!
And then there's Daredevil, who's just kind of like a beating the shit out of people type of character, but also like you could give him like a religious arc where it's like he's having a hard time between the two his two religions of being of like a follower of Khonshu and then a Christian, so like they could have quarrel, there could be internal and an internal arc in that sense with that character.
Nice.
And then no, so you could just beat the shit out of people with sticks. Because he already does that anyway.
Right.
And a third, so that's why
shaped blades.
I mean there's those too, but he can
Put them on the sticks.
yeah. But then so these characters have to be something he can actually embody, like with the things that he has in that he could make. So a third is very difficult for me to think of at the moment.
Honestly, Year 2 like sells it.
Thank
very
you.
well.
And then a third one might just be
Michelangelo.
it would probably maybe just be like Spider-Man
I
or
was about to say Spider-Man, but black.
yeah, I was just thinking the black suit Spider-Man, like the Venom.
That's not what I was saying.
I know. You're racist. But so I'd probably just do like Venom Spider-Man, where it's like he knows, he could see like there's a visible difference between he can see that there's a visible difference between him in a regular suit and then him in his Venom suit, so you can see that there's something darker within this Spider-Man that's he's like going through this darker phase in his life, so he would be edgier, so like the edginess would probably come from that, also mixed with like I hate you.
Venom,
Ask your fucking question. I'm out of here.
Venom.
So much.
There was just one thing that I read, and it's really quick, so I'm just going to spit it out. I read Witches, Wytches, written by Scott Snyder and illustrated by Jock.
Ooh.
It was produced by Image Comics. It's 6 issues. It came out in 2014. That really hurt. A wife and husband and kid move from where they are to a new place because the kid's having some mental anxiety stuff and kind of went through a traumatic event, and they're just trying to relocate and start over, and some bad shit happens, and it's very metaphorical, so Spencer's gonna freaking love it, especially because it comes from our dude Scott Snyder and Jack. So
My trauma was being born.
yes. No, that's pretty much it.
You're just saying, you had a question.
No,
You just want to have a statement.
no, I wanted to talk about this one thing because that one sentence was my review on it.
Wow.
Oh, because we just finished our review ending with me
No,
anyway.
I know. I just wanted to get this one last one out. I read it. Spencer would love it. You would probably love it.
It's called Witches.
Witches with a Y.
But you hated it.
No, I didn't hate it. It was just really confusing. I was like,
Okay.
so what is actually going on and what's in their
Nothing,
heads?
but everything.
Yes, exactly.
And that's our alley.
It's only 6 issues.
We live in that alley.
It's 2 fantastic creators through Image Comics and not one of the 2 big bad boys.
Nice.
So, good stuff.
A big thank you to anyone who has listened all the way through. Please feel free to give us a like, comment, subscribe on whatever service you're using. It does go a long way in helping us out. And a thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/dimecomicbros. If you become a patron, you can get a bunch of cool content. We'll follow you on social media. You can buy clout, you know what I'm saying? You can also get a sketch done by Colin, depending on whatever episode that you hopped on board for. He'll do a sketch of whatever our main topic was in his sketchiness. Can also get your name dropped, so you can make your name something funny. Like if your username is like XX your mom 420 69 nice, we have to say it every week. You can also listen to all episodes of the Dime Comic Bros podcast a few days early, as well as get exclusive segments of the Dime Comic Bros happy hour semi-podcast thing. It's mostly just us drinking and talking mad shit. And yeah, so a thank you to our patrons, Wesley Eaton, Jeff Lawrence, and Dave. You guys keep the lights on and keep us satiated with beer. A big thank you to our partners over at Jetpack Comics and Games in downtown Rochester, New Hampshire. Go check out their comics and their games and their exclusive covers and the comic wall with all the signed stuff. Go buy things. Tell them that we exist.
Slap the poster on the wall for good luck.
Slap it. Slap the door. I'm gonna go put some more stickers on the door today. Yeah, they let us promote ourselves. We're friends with them. They say hello. They know our names. That's a big win.
It's very strange.
It's positive social interaction.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you don't say anything, Jacob.
I have talked to them several times. The last several times I've been in, I've talked to them and asked questions about comic stuff.
Find a way to drop your name.
Each time they're like, "Hey, what's up, dude?" It's definitely, I recognize you, but I don't know your name.
Very nice.
They're all Chads over there.
Yes.
I don't blame them because I don't know their names.
Me neither. I just know Rich.
Nice.
And Kyle.
Yes.
Kyle's king.
Kyle's king.
Oh my gosh. We will make a tier list next week.
Actually,
that'd be fun.
Kyle and Rich were the two dudes that helped me last time, so.
Wow.
Rich is S tier.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
No shit. Balls. I have no joke.
I think that's it.
I am the joke.
The memes
I'm gonna
in
become-
10 seconds.
I'm gonna-
Go!
Give me those spread ass cheeks.
Ooh, we're recording now.
Yes. Butt cheek on a stick.
Mother trucker, that hurt like a butt cheek on a stick.
I just want to kill myself.
It's okay. Welcome to my world.
Buddy, I've been here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
He's gonna lose a hand.
That is not a good idea.
I hope he does. I'm going to hell. Kind of hope he does, though.
The splatters right in his face.
Oh, that'd be so funny!
Seminal?
Semen.
Semen. Nice.
Yes, seminal.
Jurassic Boba, it wants a family. That's like what his deal is he wants to like settle down and chill the fuck out.
Family.
Yeah, literally. He's just gonna sit there, drinking Coronas all day. Smell my balls.
BALLS.
You missed the MY before it.
My balls.
There's only one L, and it's a Z.
I know how to spell that. MYB alls.
Yes.
My
I
balls.
thought you were gonna say UNO.
UNO? Uno?
Yeah.
One ball.
One ball.
Single
It's funny.
ball.
Oh, I know how to spell Uno
Oh
ball.
my god.
HILTER.
I want to die.
Pick number 3 then.
No, I'm talking about this one. Fuck you.
No, it's number 3.
Shut up.
Number 3.
Call it. Call it.
Okay, sorry. Number 3.
I'm going to do a number 3 in your asshole right now.
What's the number 3?
What do you think? No.
A prostate exam.
Alright, let him talk.
Sorry, I don't want him to.
Aneurysm. Ew, women.
And women are hot. Politics between the monkeys.
I'm going to become the Joker.
That's it. End it.
I'm going to have my Joker moment.
Oh my god.
If I see a CGI'd Harrison Ford, I will have a Joker moment, though.
I'm going to shit in your mouth.